Cole Anthony is a 6'3" point guard from New York and has just finished his freshman season at North Carolina. He is declared for the 2020 NBA draft and is expected to be a lottery pick, despite having injury issues this year. His stock has dropped over the last few months due to some shaky play and inefficient scoring. Anthony is an above-average athlete with some good natural instincts for the game, however clearly faces some issues with his shooting, height, and his ability to actually play the point guard spot. At this moment, he looks more like a small shooting guard, sort of trapped in a point guard's body. This year for the Tar Heels, he averaged 18.5 points, 4 assists, 5.7 rebounds, on a very inefficient 38% field goal percentage and shot 34% from the free. He also averaged 1.3 steals, but alarmingly averaged 3.5 turnovers to go along with his 4 assists, which gives him a pretty horrendous ratio. Strengths. Cole Anthony has a natural knack for putting the ball in the basket. He's a score-first guard who has proven he can score consistently, however not yet efficiently. He is aggressive and confident, and an above-average athlete with a quick first step and a good second jump. A quick change of pace and agility as well. He has great body control and can also get up and above the rim to finish. Has the potential to be a free-level scorer, good ball handling to get different areas of the floor, and can score in bunches, like a microwave scorer, sort of Jamal Crawford, J.R. Smith types. Can create his own shot, excels in transition with speed behind him, really good at attacking defenses that aren't set, and is able to create opportunities in the gaps. Anthony has a natural instinct to create for himself, and can make very difficult shots, which sometimes does lead to poor shot selection. He's shown great touch around the basket and the ability to finish around the rim with floaters and little pull-ups in the mid-range. He can read defenses pretty instinctively and finish well above the rim with both hands, showing a flair for finishes. He has a good read and react game when it comes to passing, makes the right handoff or lob or kick. This is more on-the-go reads than a point guard setting up an offense. A very solid rebounder for his position. He averaged close to 6 boards per game, which is really promising to see, and great productivity from a guard spot on the glass. Perhaps this could develop into an offensive weapon as he could pick up garbage for easy putbacks. He has some pretty solid tools defensively, and he could become a pest on the perimeter. The only thing lacking would be his height, where he could potentially be exposed on switches. Has a solid base and is a tough player, so shouldn't get pushed around too much. He averaged 1.3 steals per game in 22 games at NCAA Division 1, which is always great to see from a freshman and shows he's capable of becoming a threat on that side of the floor. He doesn't shy away from contact on either end of the floor, and this trait should only get better with age and should make him a gritty, tough player. Strong bloodlines. His father Greg was a college star at UNLV and played 11 seasons in the NBA at point guard. Solid physical profile for point guard at 6'3" in shoes and a 6.45 wingspan, which will help him play in the passing lanes in the NBA. Weaknesses. Still needs to learn how to operate within a team system efficiently and be able to score within the team sets and not just him going ISO ball. Some scouts have pinned him as an overconfident player, which can lead to bad shots, and this raises the question, can he lead the team? Is he your guy to start at the one spot? Can over-penetrate, trying to get to the rim too much, and shoot heavily contested shots against bigs. Can perhaps draw the foul too much at times as well, and this ends up just being a well-contested miss. He only shot 38% from the field. That shows that some of the shots he's taken are very ill-advised. He has yet to score efficiently against elite competition throughout his entire career. He has an alarming assist-to-turnover ratio, 4 assists to 3.5 turnovers, which is not what you can see from any player on the floor, especially a point guard. He's coming off a down year percentage-wise from the free throw line. He shot 75% this year compared to his near 90% in high school, which shows that it might have just been a blip due to injury and only 22 games played. He has a tendency to get sloppy, force the issue, and turn the ball over on simple mistakes at times. Hasn't shown to be a true floor general yet, e.g. a Chris Paul type of player. It's a concern he may be looking to pass for an assist rather than passing to move the ball, sort of hockey assists, secondary assists. The Tar Heels didn't help the matter by not having many shooters around him. However, they did miss some easy passes at times, and the ball did become stuck with him. At 6'3" and 190 pounds, he may not be such a good ISO scorer at the next level. Will need to be able to thrive in an offense to unlock his potential. Not only did his free throw percentage go down, but so did his 3-point percentage, and he shoots that with confidence, but if it's not a high percentage, then it doesn't really matter. He's reportedly got great work ethic, so that should be able to develop a 3-point shot. However, it may take some time for this to come to fruition. His shooting release may need some speeding up to compensate for his size at the next level. Overall, not a knockdown shooter. He can gamble on defense, which leads to 5-on-4s for his teammates to compensate for him, or he can get blown by reaching for steals. He can make the wrong reads on screens, like dipping on shooters and playing tight to non-shooters. He needs to read these defensive possessions much better. Some teams have seen him as an additional scorer, like a sixth man kind of role, or maybe being the type of player who's your third or fourth best player on the team. He has a lot of confidence, which is great, but he might get to the pros and be a bit overconfident and might be in for a bit of a shock. It might take him some time for him to figure out how to contribute at a high level in the NBA. Different player, but an example of this is J. Redick. It took him a few years before he became a high level contributor, especially for the Magic in that playoff run. That's when he really came into his own. The Tar Heels didn't have a great season and he was their lead player. There was a lot of injuries and the team lacked spacing, but this may raise the question whether or not he can actually win on a team with talent. They weren't an horrendous team, they did have players. A slightly older freshman in his class, could there be a concern about his development there? Some GMs and scouts are questioning it. The team interviews that he does could have a huge role in where he gets drafted. Overall, he has a lot of natural talent, great instincts, mixed with above average athleticism and solid skills. He's had a productive year on a squad that didn't achieve as expected this year. He showed a good knack for scoring and the ability to be a microwave scorer, which put him on the NBA radar to begin with back in high school. He has higher upside than most in the 2020 draft class, and it's helping him that it is a weak draft class. His rebounding is standout. He has shown the ability to lock down players and proven he can score. His body is more NBA ready than most. His decision making is a question mark. A good coach and a good system could be really beneficial to him, as could him playing through mistakes with plenty of minutes. He looks more like a shooting guard at the moment with playmaking responsibilities. The NBA is becoming more and more positionless, but size can still be important when it comes to matchups. Apparently coaches love him and he has a great work ethic, and this should go a long way. This could really be the difference maker for him to push him to that next step of greatness. He's competitive, came back to a decimated UNC team to keep playing. He would benefit from playing with space and pace. This could unlock a lot of his potential. OKC Russell Westbrook led teams with plenty of pace and as much space as they could possibly put around him would make sense for a player like Cole Anthony to thrive in. If a team believes Cole Anthony is your franchise player, that is how you're going to build around him. If a team believes he's a solid role player and starter, then he needs to be in a system and he needs to become a knockdown shooter and a much better decision maker. NBA comparisons. I'm a little up in the air on Cole Anthony's NBA comparison. In college, he's very similar numbers to Dennis Smith Jr., who was actually developing quite nicely with the Mavericks and had a really strong rookie season. And then since then, he struggled to be effective since the trade to New York Knicks. And when Luka Doncic came along, he didn't play as well off ball. And that's a couple of reasons why it didn't really go his way. However, it is so early in Dennis Smith Jr.'s career, a comparison cannot be made. There's still plenty of time for Dennis Smith Jr. to sort of reach his full potential. I could see him maybe having a similar to Monte Ellis sort of career, a small guard who can score and is a pure competitor who eventually developed a jump shot and could thrive in today's NBA. Or he could develop into a scorer off the bench like Jamal Crawford or Mo Williams. I think he'd either become a scorer off the bench or a solid starter for a good NBA team. Look at J.J. Redick, for example. He's made a very good career now and is extremely coveted for just being the third or fourth best player on a very good team. I think Cole Anthony's success largely depends on whether or not he can become a reliable three-point shooter. You can excuse bad decisions now and again from players on the team as long as they can make up for it with three-point shooting, athleticism and tough defense. You won't need him to make all the crucial decisions on a good team, but something he will need to be able to do is space the floor.